What is up, Ravens flock? Huge shout out for your support for the 410 Sports Talk. James and Glenn are the best in the business. They're killing it right now. They love talking Raven talk. Make sure you go subscribe to their channel. Let's go Ravens. Big trust.
Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of 410 Sports Talk. I'm James Haskell, along with my co-host Glenn Martin. Ladies and gentlemen, the day has arrived. We are so excited to have RonMcClain on the show with us to grace us with his presence. Ron, how are you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Blessed, man. Happy to be on. Finally got us on the show, man. My bad for the last couple of weeks, man. I'm here now, baby. I'm here now.
Hey, better late than never, like every parent has ever said, right?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah, so thanks again for spending some time with us. Certainly appreciate it. And the place I got to start is I want to talk a little bit about the past, because everyone I ask, all Ravens fans, what's your favorite games? There's a bunch of games. Of course, the Mile High Miracle comes to mind. But one that is always in people's top five is closing down Cowboy Stadium. So, I got to ask the man himself who put the final nail in the coffin with the 82-yard game-ending run. What was it like in that final game, shutting down such an iconic stadium?
Man, I don't think I realized until probably the second quarter, it was so many people at that game, you know what I'm saying? This was the last game in the stadium. I think Harbaugh did a good job that week and not even pressing it on that, but we knew that they scheduled us on the schedule for that Saturday. So, man, the run that I had, man, I always watch it. I watched that game actually a week ago, that full game, just to hear, the TV version of it. And Willis broke his run, man. I thought we put a nail in the coffin then, man. And they came back and scored, and I broke my run, man. So it was an honor to do, closing down that stadium, man. It was dope.
Jeez, man, that is so awesome. Confession here. If you remember in the 90s and early 2000s, Glenn, do you remember these? They were 4 feet tall, and they were blow up, and they would have sand at the bottom of them. You could hit them, it would pop back up.
Oh yeah, still got them. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would line those up in front of my couch and pretend I was RonMcClain, just bowling people over, just absolutely destroying people. Man, it was the best. Awesome. But I gotta know. As far as peel back the curtain a little bit, talk to us about, because the reason I want to ask this question is because the Ravens have changed over the years. Football has changed over the years. Players in the NFL have changed over the years. Now there's more buddy. The game isn't as physical. Everybody knows each other. But what was the Ravens culture like when you played there with all of those guys that, of course, have either statues or gold jackets or, any accolades you could name? What was that culture like when you were there in Baltimore?
Oh, it was unbelievable. Just walking in there as a rookie, second day seeing Ray Lewis in his locker, man, playing with Jonathan Ireland, taking my first pass from Steve Me there. Then going into, that next year, man, just playing with a guy like a rookie at the time, Joe Flacco. And just with the guys that I came in with, like Mark Leon, Ben Grubbs, hard-nosed guys as part of that, running game. So, everything's changed now. They're not drafting the fullback as early as fourth round no more.
Right.
They just putting my guys in the watch, man. But that's the most important position on the field to me, So you need that fullback to bang it out, man. Get them 3rd and 1s like I used to do all my career. When it's short yardage, man, you ain't got to get it to the tailback all the time. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to ask, did you have to lobby, at the beginning of your time there to, get the rock, or did they already know you could run it?
How'd that
become
become such a big part of the offense?
Exactly.
Yeah, it was, in 2008, just come back in 2008, pretty much all the backs got hurt. So it was a point in time, in practice, it was just me and Ray Rice. And they put me at one back a few times. They showcased I could get a few runs. And Cam Cameron gave me the opportunity in 2008 to run the ball. So I just took full advantage of it. I don't think Cincinnati knew that first game of 08, what was going down. So we pretty much, our first couple of games running the ball pretty good.
So awesome. That is so awesome.
Now, you mentioned Harbs, and you were there, at the start of Harbaugh and becoming, really the beginning of what looks to be a Hall of Fame resume. So, there's a lot of fans that kind of, they get on Harbs about the aggressiveness, the 2-point conversion attempts, the 4th down attempts, and they also get on him about the fact that he's not a play caller on either side of the football. So someone who's played for John certainly has a different perspective than us fans. What's your thoughts on John Harbaugh as a head coach?
Man, I mean, just what he showed. Not even just to talk about the time that when I was there when I played. You know what I'm saying? The great guy that he was, but just this year alone with his team, the way that his team went down with so many injuries, him leading that team, him leading a group of men, still getting them ready each week. And them games that was close at the end of the year, games that could have went either way. You know what I'm saying? We was in the games. He made the decision, to go for two or anything like that. I just like it because he got gut. I think he'll make the call again if he was in that situation again, man. I just love the way he coaches, man. I love the way he talks to the team, gets us ready. And I feel like he puts the best, try to put the best, try to put the best, coordinators around him. So his job can seem, pretty much easy. So he just got to come in there and lead his man, get that prep talk going. And just know his mentality is, is on every coach, on every player, out there, man. He brings a whole new culture into the thing, man. And like, just even the way he put the patches on the jerseys, just to let you know what I'm saying, stuff that you did, what you accomplished, so far with the team. So I just think he's a great leader, man. He showed that this year. Our quarterback went down when we was number one. That's with all the injuries, and all that. I just feel like, we'd have had him, in them last couple of games, man, we could have pulled out a few, got into that playoffs and made some noise, but. Good thing, they extended them. They extended Harbaugh and bringing them back, man. Give some new faces around him with the coaching. And hopefully we bounce back this year.
Yeah, man. And talking about Harbaugh and his current tenure, first of all, you've got to love their emphasis on the run game, right? Like, I mean, the historical run game that the Baltimore Ravens have been 2 out of the past, 3 years has just been fun to watch. But Glenn talked about this, and I'm gonna steal your question, Glenn. I hope you don't mind. But talk to me about what is it like watching Patrick Ricard, a converted D tackle, playing at fullback at a Pro Bowl level? What do you think makes him special based on your analysis of the position?
Man, just physical guy that loved to hit. He loved the contact, like you said, former D lineman. So he was already in the trenches every play, battling them against 300-pound guys and everything. So I think it's pretty easy for him, putting his hand in the ground, coming out the backfield, getting to lay that weight on a few people, man. So I enjoy watching them play. Wish they'd give them the ball a little bit more, little flat plays, little fullback crosses or something like that. Then they need to add in some more runs for him too, man. So he probably need to be the short yardage back. But with the electrifying Lamar Jackson back there, you got to involve that offense to do so much, man. But the way that he shifts the defense, man, even if he's not involved in the play, they always focus on him. In that offense, man. I'm just glad he just keeps my Pro Bowl years on top of each other.
Yeah, now when you
him and Juice out there 49ers. Juice be doing this thing too.
Yeah.
Yep. It's crazy how they're so different.
So different and definitely the best too.
Yeah, best of the best too. Then they get Juice involved out there in San Fran too. So they I know Shanahan be putting him plays in the playbook. So you need on a guy like that. He got to be on the field. Then he can block. So
now here's the real question, Laurent. You can be honest. It's just us three here. Can either of them run the rock like you?
No, I'm not gonna say that, but they could. I don't think they can run the rock. I don't think they can run the rock like that. But they are great fullbacks, man. I just try to take it to a whole nother level, man. Watching guys like Mike Tolbert when he was out there in Carolina, and then when they was in San Diego. So just watching big backs like that, Jerome Bettis back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they can run too much better than They do a lot of great things. They do a lot of great things though. That's why I said Ricard is a crush at blocker, man. That's why I said if I had his he a big fullback. So if I had his size, his crushing ability, man, that would have added more onto my game.
Oh yeah, 310 pounds. It's hard to believe that a guy's
playing
that.
He's moving at 310 like he's moving at 310 and. You got to respect him, man. They putting his hand in the dirt. He back there going in motion. He's not just standing still. Like, he's not just in the I formation or in a pro set, man. He's making motions and hitting guys on the run. You know what I'm saying? That's hard to hit a linebacker, you know what I'm saying, while you're moving. So he does a great job of it.
So I'm assuming you're hoping that they can somehow find a way to bring him back. I mean, when you look around the league, what other team do you see that could swoop in and possibly take Pat Ricard away? Because there's not a ton of teams that even employ a fullback.
Yeah, I know it, man. I see the Patriots do a little bit of it, you know what I'm saying? But I think they got a guy already, so It's so hard. And then, you know, you can find a cheaper guy, you know what I'm saying, to go in there and be a banger, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like how our position goes now, man. I thought I said it's so different. I've talked to a few guys a couple of days ago about just how the fullback position has changed, you know what I'm saying? You just got to do more than block. You got to do more than block now, especially on the offensive side.
Yeah, it's cyclical though. I feel like, you know, the running backs kind of went through this, right? Where they were, you know, the highly sought after draft picks early in the draft, and then they started going lower in the draft, and people, you know, Mel Kiper famously said he'd never take a running back no matter who it is in the first round. But then we start to see running backs come around. You see Christian McCaffrey, you know, Zeke Elliott, other, you know, Todd Gurley, even other guys that are taken in the top 10.
Najee Harris was
Najee Harris.
First rounder.
Yeah, that's a different topic for a different day. But
he can't give any love to no Steelers, man. He can't
No
give
love.
Look, I think his average was what, 3.3 a carry? He had like 1,000 carries. Like 1,000 carries, he had like 1,000 yards. Anyway, so but I'm hoping that fullbacks, you know, like with it being cyclical, hopefully the NFL will learn to realize that there's a need for this. It's not just a luxury, but it's an absolute need. But I want to talk to you about, you know, staying in the present right now. I want to talk to you about Lamar Jackson. Now we are of the mindset that Lamar Jackson, you know, the reason he's not going to get paid what he's worth is because it's not a free market. If it was a free market, he'd get paid way more money. There's a salary cap and things like that that kind of limit their earnings, and that goes for pretty much all sports. But what's your take on the current contract situation? I guess my real question is, do you think they get a deal done before the season starts?
I think they need to, just to keep the distraction down. I know this is he going into his last year on the deal. I think they need to get one done just to lock him in so he can just be playing more comfortably and all that, not just going out there feeling like you have to force it and to make this play, you know what I'm saying, for them to give you the money. I feel like he done showed a lot. Yeah, with the rough position that they was in this year, man, he still had the team at number one before he went down. Still trying to fight to get back. He couldn't get back like he wanted to, you know what I'm saying? I think he made a great decision with that because like he probably would have hurt the team more coming back. So I think they need to go on and get the deal done. I think they need to get it done before the season. Somewhere between this summer, you know what I'm saying, going up until training camp, you know what I'm saying, to get it done. But if they don't, like you know what I'm saying, Eric said, you know what I'm saying, they got a great plan for it. They got a great plan for them. You know what I'm saying? They gonna they need to, first of all, they got to put the guys around them, you know what I'm saying, that want the ball like them, the guys that fit his thing. And, you know, the OC got to open that thing up, you know what I'm saying, just like everybody else be saying. Just open up that offense for him, man. Got to open it up, man. Got to make adjustments and open it up. You know, so I'm not an offensive coordinator in the NFL, never been one. But, you know, I mean, some things are obvious, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully, you know what I'm saying, they do everything they can to keep them in the building because they got to keep them in the building.
Yeah.
Now, were you surprised to see? Were you in the camp of it's time for Greg Roman to move on, or are you happy that he's still here? What's your take on Greg Roman?
You know, I like in the league, I never, you know, just how deep that league is. I never want to see a guy lose his job, you know. But I would love to see, you know, a different mind, you know, around Lamar to see how he plays under a different offense. This offense right here. I think pretty much teams, you know what I'm saying, they're getting on it a little bit. They know, you know what I'm saying, tactics to do to us, you know what I'm saying, everything to get us off balance. And like I said, we still be in games, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day. But I think a lot of that pressure I think a lot of that offense put a lot of pressure on our defense sometimes, you know what I'm saying, especially with all the injuries that we had this year, you know what I'm saying. We was in games, but we had to score, you know what I'm saying, pretty much with every team to stay in games, you know what I'm saying. So, just a different aspect, like they said in the news, you know what I'm saying, they bringing them back. So I know he probably had go open it up. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, he opens it up for Lamar, you know what I'm saying, the offense and all that. Man, I don't want to see a guy lose his job, but this got to be it right here. This got to be the year that you know what I'm saying, involve the offense, you know what I'm saying, to better more, especially when they blitz and cover zero. Let's adjust, baby. Let's adjust.
My goodness. Now, let me ask you about that, though, because a lot of people put that on Greg Roman, right? The not being able to adjust. And they talk about the Miami game. I think there was 42 or 44, whatever the number is, of called zero blitz on the defense. Where do you, when you just watch it, at being a former player yourself, where do you draw the line between holding the coaches accountable to adjusting and holding the players accountable to adjusting and executing?
Yeah, you got like what I said. The coaches go. I know all week they go put you in the best position to make plays, and you got to go out there and execute. You know, I know the O line see it, the center see it, the quarterback see it. You know, you just got to go out there and execute the plays that the coach is calling. You know, sometimes you can't go against the call, but you know you practice it all week. It's time for you to go out there on the field between the lines. You know, to execute. So I just feel like it's like a 50-50 thing. You know, some on the coaches, some on the players too, because they pro professionals, you know what I'm saying, get paid a lot of money to make plays, you know what I'm saying, that's their position. So hopefully they get that little tweak right there done, you know what I'm saying, with the cover zero blitz, because I know a lot of teams gonna be probably using it again just to keep Lamar balanced and keep him in the pocket, because he can do so much when you're only blitzing 4 and he's looking downfield, and at any time he can take off, man, you know what I'm saying, to get 40 yards like that.
Yeah, now I got to get your take, because believe it or not, the Bengals are in the Super Bowl. I mean, I know this might come as a surprise to you, but they are in the How the hell did the Bengals get so damn good? I mean, is it okay? Because part of me is like, man, the Bengals have never won the Super Bowl. So part of me wants to
better not do it, Glenn.
Wants to root for the city to finally get a chip, because then I look on the other side, it's LA. Like, I don't want to root for LA to win anything. It's LA. So it's like, being a former Raven, where are you on the Super Bowl? Are you just hoping both teams lose?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be honest. Ever since Joe Burrow was at LSU and he beat Alabama that week, I became a Joe Burrow fan. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I saw your show where you chose Joe Burrow over Lamar Jackson.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I did. The only reason I did that just because, you know what I'm saying, how Joe cool in the pocket, just how he was in his first year, then coming back, him, you know what I'm saying, open up his mouth, making a few demands that he wanted, you know what I'm saying, getting his receiver. You know what I'm saying? He just made plays. I remember in the AFC Championship game when they was down, I was just telling my son, I was like, man, they gonna come back. Joe gonna do something to make him come back. He gonna make a play on third down, and the scramble that he had that reminded me of the Alabama game when he did that like twice on the drive when they needed him. He just saw it when his game time. So just for him to get his team into that bowl, just give him an opportunity, man. You know what I'm saying, to be a Super Bowl champion. That'd be crazy. You know what I'm saying, all the stuff, especially what him and Chase is doing, you know what I'm saying, they first year together. I remember in my show, we was doing the top 5 quarterback receiver duos, and I put them in there. I put Chase and Burrow in there just before even Chase stepped on the field. So I just remember them from college, man. They were just a good connection, man, just doing their thing, and they just operate, man, making the plays when it's time to make. You know, you get in them playoffs. You know what I'm saying? No matter what seed, man, you can get hot at any time. You know what I'm saying? And get the wins that you're supposed to win, especially when you go on the road. You know what I'm saying? Your back against the wall. The other team is, you just come out swinging, doing whatever you can. And the Chiefs game was about to get long, but they made that play. When they made that play before the end of the half, I said, yeah, the momentum had changed a little bit. The momentum had changed a little bit in the game. And Joe led them on, man.
He should have taken the 3. They got greedy.
I know,
got greedy, man. Got greedy, man. Just take the points, man.
And count on Andy Reid.
You know how that game goes.
Count on Andy Reid to be cute with it too, right? He had to be cute with it.
Yeah, that was too cute, man. I was like, I don't know what they saying.
Yeah.
You know, I know Tyreek got the speed, but I mean, he got the power to run through 2 DBs, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of questioning about the call.
Really, all you got to do is just say, Kelsey, run over there, and I'm going to throw it as high as I can. Like, I mean,
that's it. That's it.
Doesn't need to be much more complicated than that.
One of them little shuffle passes they be doing or something like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, something slick.
Between the tackles, some quick, because they weren't stopping the run at all. You know, the Bengals weren't stopping the run. You know what I'm saying? So Cam Akers probably have a big game, you know what I'm saying, Sunday. They run the ball instead of the play action. It might be, I mean, it's gonna be a great game. Because you know the Rams ain't about to lay down at all. They back in it. They back in it. Some of these guys taking time getting back in the bowl. You know what I'm saying? It's not against Tom Brady now, not against the Patriots, so it's against the Bengals. With Joe Burrow, who's been doing this thing, so it's gonna be a hype game, man. I can't wait for it. But I'm taking the Bengals, though. I'm taking the Bengals.
Wow. Well, I'm taking the Rams. I refuse to root for anyone in the division. I really want Eric Weddle's my guy. You know, I went to the University of Utah. Yeah. He's a University of Utah guy. And of course he's a Raven. So,
but that means you're also rooting for Jalen Ramsey, and I know you're not the biggest Jalen Ramsey guy.
Jalen Ramsey.
Everybody big on Ramsey too. Ramsey, he a dope DB, but man, he be doing a lot.
Yeah, I can't take the like when he stomps his feet, the like 5-year-old temper tantrum thing, like when he's
He throws
mad.
his teammates under the bus in
Yeah,
public. I don't like
I
that.
tell you what, he can't.
He won his teammates in the face on the sideline one time. I guess because
See,
he
man, I
done
can't.
something. I'm like, oh man, that's
He
crazy.
he can't
I gotta
tie. He
talk
can't
something else.
tie. He can't tie Deion Sanders' shoelaces, man. I
Wow,
mean,
that's Deion.
yeah, but there's some other players that have gotten a bit closer, but I don't know. Anyway, I got my reservations when it comes to Jalen Ramsey. But the other thing I wanted to ask you about, let's go back in the past really quick as well. I want to know, once again, just the three of us here, just us boys talking. So remember, not too many people watch this show. It's all right. But I want to give us your best, either if you got a good Ray Lewis or Ed Reed, or I mean, even Haloti, not something like that. Give us your good, your best story, maybe your rookie year or whatever. It's just something that comes to your mind when you think about those guys that happened that, doesn't always get talked about, right? Like, what's your best story when you tell people Ray Lewis was like this?
Man, I'll just say, just on like a few Friday nights, man, the team camaraderie, the team meetings they be having like at their houses, you know what I'm saying, on Friday night they used to have where we just come and I just used to sit back in the corner and just listen to these guys break down film, you know what I'm saying, just break what they seeing as a defense, you know what I'm saying, what they seeing on offense, man, them guys used to know everything, you know what I'm saying, making calls, you know what I'm saying what call they supposed to be in, saying what play they about to make and the offense to do the play. Exactly what they saw, and they ain't even seen the film. They just go by, alignment and all that. That's the big thing, the leadership and just their knowledge of the game. Him and Ed Reed, they just knew everything. They knew everything about every offense, you know what I'm saying, with quarterback that they playing. And they knew the exact things what to say to us to get us ready, you know what I'm saying, for games, man. Rating gave, I can probably about 100 speeches that I heard, you know what I'm saying, being in the locker room or being at practice or just getting up in front of the team before, the night before the game, man. Just everything you used to say, you used to be locked in. The mute, you could hear the fella drop in the room, man. Everybody quiet and eyes on him, man. He used to deliver the best speeches, you know what I'm saying, to have you ready for the game.
Yeah, what about this, though? I got to know. Did you ever get the best of Ray in practice?
Man, I always share this story, man. It was my rookie year. It was pass pro, man. Coach Tony Nathan was my running back coach at the time. He threw me up there against Ray on the pass pro. And I stopped on the first time. You know what I'm saying? Kept my head up, proper hand placement, you know what I'm saying? Stopped him in his track. So, but I think I gained respect from him then. Because he tapped me on the helmet and talking about good play and all that. He wasn't going that full. I know he wasn't going that full throttle where he probably could have bull rushed me or something like that. But, you know what I'm saying? That's just something I always remember, man. First time doing pass pro against him. You know what I'm saying? Stopped them a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Don't come after me for that, Ray. Don't come after me for that.
Man, that's got to be the best feeling, man. I stonewalled Ray
Great,
Lewis
man.
one time in pass pro.
Rookie year, man. So I know he done got me a few times in practice, man, inside drill. Like, that's why I used to tell people, just like, imagine just going against them all week. You know what I'm saying? Suggs and Bart Scott and, Jared Johnson and, Haloti Nada, you know what I'm saying? Going against guys like that. Then we got to play Pittsburgh that Sunday, you know what I'm saying? Blocking guys like that, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, I put a tweet up about that 08 defense that we went against Pittsburgh, man. They was some monsters over there, man. I'm talking about blocking Harrison and Woodley on the outside and Foot and Perry in the middle, man. It was rough. It was the sore Mondays and Tuesdays.
I tell you what, LaRon, you're a better man than me. I would have, if there's no cameras around and there's no footage of this engagement you had with Ray Lewis, I'd tell everyone I pancaked him, stepped over him. I mean, I just sunned him, and you know what I'm saying?
Everybody, you gotta have respect for the GOAT, man. You gotta have respect for the GOAT, man. You got to, man. Great linebacker, man. I just, man, it was just unbelievable experience. I was so happy that I did it because I was a little nervous getting up there, man, but just remember all my coaching, man, and did what I had to do. So it was a great experience.
You were locked in.
Yeah.
Now, for sure, man. For sure.
Was Haloti Nada the practice record? I always hear that they had to take Haloti out in certain because you couldn't even practice when he was on the field.
Yeah. When he get mad, man, it's a wrap, man. He get mad in practice. He used to be a wrap for every play, man. Like we run fullback belly, man. I remember so many times getting hit by him on fullback belly because he'll just blow through two people, man, and be right on me. That's a quick dive, you know what I'm saying? He's right there at the line, you know what I'm saying, stopping me. But he was awesome D tackle, man, did his thing, scared the block. I remember when we started putting them on offense, man, putting them in the block, man. So That was the greatest thing when he was blocking for me on offense.
I know that's right.
you think Haloti Knight is scary with pads on. I had the opportunity to coach high school lacrosse where he went and played where he went to high school, and he was on the rugby team there. You should look up some film of Haloti Knight playing rugby in high school. It's like Jurassic Park with the big. What's the big one called with the short arms?
The T-Rex.
Yeah, and he's just mauling people and just. I mean, it's not even fair. It was just bad. But now I want to ask you about what you think the Ravens need to do moving forward to take the next step, right? Like they were in first place and then they were the worst in the league after Lamar went down and all that happened. Yeah. But if there's one or two things you see that they can do that's within their reach to improve as a team and kind of bounce back, what do you see of those those one or two things outside, of course, getting healthy, because we know that's going to happen, but what are some things you think they can do?
I think just, going to draft, like going to draft and get some key players like they need. Like you got a lot of players coming back from injury, you know what I'm saying? And just get some protection around Lamar. I just think you need to build up front, start the inside out. You know what I'm saying? Start on the inside, getting that D-line and O-line right so we get some sacks this year on defense. You know what I'm saying? Pressing that quarterback so, the DBs you can rush for. When you can rush for, man, and get pressure on the quarterback, man, that helps the defense out a lot, the secondary. Get on offense, man, when you can be balanced, you know what I'm saying? We can run the ball and pass, you know what I'm saying? But that's going to take protection up front, you know what I'm saying? Leadership, you know what I'm saying, up front. So hopefully getting them guys back, man, do good in the draft, get a few guys that can lead up front. And I think they'll be okay.
Fingers crossed.
Build in the trenches. Last one for last one from me, Laurent. I got to know, you played, of course, in Baltimore for the bulk of your career, but also with the Chiefs and with the Chargers. Everyone said, we've seen a lot of vets when they come here, they retire as Ravens, even if they spent the bulk of their career elsewhere. Why is it that Baltimore and the Ravens seems different than a lot of the other organizations? What's unique about them?
I just think it starts with, the owner, with Steve Bisciotti, man, just the way he, runs the castle. But then it links down to Harbaugh, just the way he runs it. Everything is different. That's why I try to tell people, every organization is not like the Ravens. The grass is not green on the other side. You know what I'm saying? But the Raven organization is different, man. It's just totally different. The way that they run the team, the way that they practice, the way that they, get involved for games. I know, like, every situation the Ravens be in, I know 9 times out of 10, Harbaugh that went over in practice or went over in training camp or went over something. He goes through everything, you know what I'm saying? That what type of coach he is. He try to go through every situation there is. Then it just felt like family, especially in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the facility, everybody knows everybody. Everybody speaking to everybody. Ain't nobody got their head down. You know what I'm saying? Not speaking. You know what I'm saying? From the top to the bottom, man. It's just a family oriented, you know what I'm saying, place. So I loved it there, man. I wish I tell people all the time, man, if I can do it all over again, man, I just keep my mouth closed and say, give me whatever, man, I want to stay.
Hey, you can only
tell Lamar that.
You live and you learn, man. You live and you learn, man.
Yeah, there you go, Glenn. Hey, Leron, make sure you hit up Lamar. Shoot him a text.
Tell him that. Tell him the same thing. We don't want him going nowhere neither.
No, we don't want Lamar going anywhere.
Man, I don't want him to go nowhere either, man. I just be trying to tell people just from my experience, so I know Kansas City on top right now, doing their thing. But from that lockout year when I went to, Kansas City, man, we didn't go to the playoff that year. I just knew it about week 11, week 12, we weren't going to the playoffs. It was totally different, than the feeling was, in Baltimore. And just even the teammates around, everything was just different. So then you saw like 2 years after that, they went to the Super Bowl, and won it. So, that still hurt me to this day.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we almost got him when I was in San Diego. We almost got him, They went for Ray Rice in that 4th and 29, We would have had him, man. I remember I put my head down when that play started. I was like, it's over, man. We got this one, man. Then here I see Ray. You know what I'm saying? Getting that first down, man. So
you see him turn his hips and head the other way, and you're like, oh.
I don't think I don't think he's forgotten that hit that Anquan put on him.
He can't remember it.
Really?
Eric Weddle said he doesn't remember anything from that moment till he got in the locker room. He doesn't remember anything.
No, man. That play was crazy. It was crazy. But the organization is A1, man. It's A1 over there, man. And
that's
every
awesome.
Player that talk about it, everybody talk about it, man. You got to agree.
That's awesome. Well, one of the reasons we also wanted to have you on, other than the fact that you're former All-Pro Baltimore Raven, one of our favorite players to watch of all time. And sorry that I didn't say that at the outset. I figured it was kind of a maybe people live under a rock and they don't know who you are. But just in case you don't know,
you're a fan favorite.
The best rushing fullback, in my opinion, of all time is who we got on the show right now in RonMcClain. Thank you so much for coming on the show and let people know what you're working on, man. I know you got the show with Ben.
Yeah, man. We started a podcast, man. My co-host Benjamin Hall. You know what I'm saying? The Affirmation Podcast on Twitter. The iForm Podcast on Twitter. Affirmation Podcast on all other networks. You know, just really talking Ravens football all the time. We break our show down in 4 quarters. So always the first quarter go to the Baltimore Ravens, man. Being a big fan growing up, watch me play growing up and everything. You know, I'm still a fan. You see, I'm rocking the shirt now.
That's right. That's right.
I'm always repping, you know what I'm saying? But Affirmation Podcast, man, just nothing but NFL content, man. This past week, we had Stevie Johnson on, you know what I'm saying, interviewing him from the Buffalo Bills, you know what I'm saying, Kentucky guy, you know what I'm saying, it was a great interview, man. So just tune into it, like, subscribe, do whatever, man. That's pretty much. I got a few things going on, but right now, man, we just gonna pull up this podcast.
There you go, man. We appreciate it. Thanks so much, man.
I appreciate y'all, baby.
Yep. Talk to you soon.